Hey everybody, I'm Matthieu from RealSense, and I've got a fun group of fellas here to talk about Trossen Robotics. What is Trossen? Who is Trossen? What do these guys do? Lots of cool stuff, so let's get in it and find out. Hey, would you folks like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Marc Dostie. I'm the technical product marketing manager here at Trossen Robotics.
I'm Luke Schmitt. I'm the lead robotic software engineer here at Trossen.
I'm Shantanu, and I am a machine learning and robotics engineer here at Trossen.
Man, we've got the brain trust here with us today, so thank you guys for joining me. Hey, so maybe we start with you, Marc. What is Trossen Robotics, and what do you guys do, products and service-wise?
Yeah, so Trossen Robotics is over 20 years old. Gone through quite a few evolutions throughout our history, starting with more hobbyists. In the last 5 to 7 years, going into more of the individual arms, and it was really taken up by a lot of researchers and students within universities. More recently, especially on the machine learning side, this is where we have collaborated with folks like Stanford and Google DeepMind to develop these machine learning kits for researchers to develop there. And then most recently, our AI line, really taking it to the next level, and really excited about where machine learning and the research in that industry is going.
It's moving so quickly, isn't it? Gen AI just seems like it came out of the woodworks. Everyone's trying to adopt to it, but I think robotics, it's like it's like peanut butter and chocolate with robotics, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, over the last few years, computer vision and robotics, specifically with machine learning, they have become, joined at the hip. You can't have one without the other. And, going forward, it will continue to be a primary source of data for feeding into machine learning models and getting successful task completion for them.
Wow, well said. So, can you tell us some of your customers that are using your products and services?
Yeah, hundreds of different universities, labs all around the world. Stanford universities, we have ones in Korea and Japan, France, Germany, the UK, you name it. They use our stuff. And one of the big reasons why is they're very popular because of price, because of the support that we give, whether it's documentation or tutorials or a 1-year warranty or lifetime product support. And then you see these out in white papers, and then people start to replicate those as well. So it's a bit of a snowball, and we've just been really lucky that we have very passionate customers, and we meet their passion with our passion for creating really awesome hardware that delights our customers.
That's awesome. You said something that's been tickling my brain here just now. About it started off as being hobbyist makers, and now it's just gone full stack to industrial. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, so like many other industries, it starts with humble beginnings of the tinkers, the people that are just passionate and think of it as fun. And then people realize there's some substance here, whether there's money to be made or progress to be made. This is what I think starts to put the validity behind it. And you see those leaps, whether it's like for computer vision and being able to have affordable cameras that are accessible and augmentable with an SDK, or if it's like more and more powerful servos that don't cost thousands and thousands of dollars, those all start to converge, and it becomes more applicable. It becomes more worth it to spend your time, become an expert on it. And so we've really just seen it snowball over the last 20 years to something, even a child can be able to get a kit for not too much money, be able to show that I'm working on ROS, I'm able to take images and do object detection, and then throw in there the internet, and you really supercharged it. Getting access to all sorts of resources, especially free ones. So yeah, it's been very exciting, and I think there's tons of fuel left in the rocket to take it even further.
Sky's the limit. Hey, let's geek out for a moment. I can't help but notice RealSense cameras are all over your products. So maybe let's introduce some of the engineers and have them explain why. Like, what are you doing with the RealSense cameras?
Yeah, so we've been using RealSense for quite a while now, maybe at least 5 to 7 years now. One of the earliest products to use the RealSense camera was our Locobot, the X-Series Locobot. Yeah, it's a little dusty, hasn't been used in a while, but you can see that it has a RealSense camera up here that it would use for VSLAM, object recognition, object segmentation. We sold a standalone kit, our Interbotics Vision kit, that had one of those cameras on a tripod connected to one of our Interbotics arms, and you could do those computer vision related tasks. And now on our current generation of robots, the Trossen AI line, here's our Widow X AI. You can see that its primary camera is the RealSense D405 that Marc is holding right there.
Wow.
So yeah, we've been using RealSense for quite a while. We are very passionate about open source here at Trossen Robotics. We really like the open source nature, open source first, the plentiful documentation and support that you folks give here.
Wow.
They come in a wide variety of focal lengths and sizes, and especially for like the arms, you need something really compact and with a short focal length to be able to get those fine dexterous tasks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why RealSense? Like, I mean, I see your robots and I get giddy. Like, I just love robots, and that one you have, the AMR style robot, I can just imagine so many cool, fun projects and use cases for it. But why RealSense? Can you guys talk a little bit more about why did you select RealSense?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we've been using you folks for a while. From the beginning, with that open source first vision in mind, that is why we selected it for the Locobot. All of our educational and R&D material were focused around presenting everything as completely free and open source. So we wanted to choose a camera that also matches that vision that we had.
And I think a lot of the sort of core mission statements that with Intel RealSense and us really align. They're not thousands and thousands of dollars. They're not a proprietary SDK, and a lot of different researchers use them. So it just naturally aligned, and we've continued to use it. So it's definitely proven that we've been aligned on that for years and years.
Well, we appreciate that. We love what you. Oh yeah, please add.
Yeah, sorry. So to add on it, the thing is because it's open source and there's a big community that supports and talks about it every day. If you're building something from scratch that's open source and machine learning or computer vision, and you're stuck somewhere, going on the forums and checking it out solves most of the issues, so you don't have to struggle and find out how this works. There'll always be some help. Like lately, we were working on multi-camera configurations, and the thing is because we use multiple cameras, there is quite a few things that we need to take care of. And there was this beautiful documentation that we came across. It had everything tested that we wanted, what happens if you connect 4 cameras, what happens if you connect 3 cameras, or what's the bandwidth, the cable length, how everything changes. And it was a nice research, and it saves you a lot of time as a developer, so you don't have to go through the problems and the struggle of testing everything. You have it handy, and that it's super helpful.
That's a really good point, because a lot of hobbyists or tinkerers, you'll start with one camera, you get your thing working, but then you go, wait a minute, I need one on every side of the robot so I can see 360, and sometimes that sounds like it could be very difficult, but I love how you said it was trivial for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's super fantastic. What wrappers are you guys doing all this in C++? Or using Python or ROS wrappers? What did you find most helpful with the SDK?
We started with the Locobot platform, which was that ROS first. So we used the RealSense ROS and RealSense ROS 2. Now we are using the Python wrapper for the Trossen AI series. And we are currently working on a whole suite of software for our robots, specifically focused for data collection. That's going to be written from the ground up in C++. So we'll be using the RealSense C++ SDK for that.
Wow. So you're doing end to end
technology.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know lately I've been playing a lot with the Python wrapper and the ROS wrapper. I don't get into the C++ as much as I'd like. And what I found is that Cursor AI and Copilot are writing code like out of the box for these wrappers, which is kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, that's probably the benefit of being around for as long as you folks have. It's well within the training set. To write those applications.
Well, and likewise, you guys, 20 years, that's really amazing. So there must be something you're working on, anything super secret you can talk to us. What's next? What are you doing?
Yeah, so as you've seen in the last couple of years, there's been a lot of advancement in AI and machine learning to the point to where we're about at the point where research, pure science and research are starting to converge with more the commercial and industrial side of it. And researchers and engineers are going to want to have additional development platforms for taking that a step further. So our vision for the later this year, it's going to be called the Mantis. It'll be a fully modular development platform. We're going to go with 7 degrees of freedom arms, just like you see on a lot of humanoid robotics. Modular torso, mobile bases, and a variety of ways to do input into it, whether it's direct teleoperation or the exoskeleton or the VR glasses. We're really giving researchers and engineers all the tools to explore the entire space, but do so really affordably. So instead of buying a $200,000 humanoid, they're getting a $30,000 development kit where they can fiddle with it. And that's going to be really important as you make that leap from just science and research to we now have these test examples and we know it's commercially viable. And we also know it's going to solve a lot of real world issues, whether it's, jobs that humans have to do where they get a lot of strain or it's extreme repetition or where there's labor shortages, it's directly addressing those real world problems. So we're finally starting to see the really positive economic outcomes of where all this research has gone. So we're really excited about later this year. And, we continue our journey as being that trusted hardware partner to both you guys, but also all of the researchers and engineers out there who need robust, reliable, affordable, and augmentable hardware to just do their job and get it done.
Wow. You just blew my mind because I'm envisioning like this whole developer ecosystem building on top of this, with someone says, hey, I built a fold my clothes app. I built a cooking app. Like I can just imagine like a robotics GitHub, by Trossen. That is so amazing.
And we see new customers every day with those visions, and they come to us, because of the brand and the reputation that we've built. And in the next few years, both companies are going to be critical to the success of this because, again, without being able to see the real world and get what's out there, there's not much that a robot can do. And so it's really the eyes and even the ears of a robot to be able to interact with the world.
Wow, truly amazing. And I want to put my name on the wish list or the NQ names when they ship. I think it's phenomenal what you guys have done in the past, what you're doing today, and all the support you do in the developer ecosystem and schools, etc. So we are truly blessed to have you guys as a RealSense partner. Thank you. I think we'll do some follow-up videos if that's cool, doing a deeper dive on what you're doing, like RealSense under the covers, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Wow. Well, thanks you guys so much. I really appreciated your time and love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Well.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Trossen Robotics, helping innovators innovate.